This is testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3.
What do you think?
You don't put the little casey over it.
You want the case over it?
No, it has that little foam thing.
Yeah, you want the foam thing?
No, I don't mind. This is a test anyway, so.
Yeah, foam thing. See, then you can see what it sounds like with the foam thing on. So that's what it sounds. This is what it sounds like with the foam thing on it. Okay.
Does it deepen the sound down?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I notice when I come in here, it's kind of, you take the thing off, you put the thing on.
Yeah, I always try with it. So anyway. Hello and welcome to Leanne's Weekly Weigh-In. I am Leanne, and this week on those Slimming Mould scales, I lost...
£1?
Yes, £1. I lost £1.
It's £1 every week she loses.
Well, last week it was £0.5.
Okay.
But it is, yeah, more or less. We know the drill. Every week, £1 a week. And that's how it's been since September. A steady weight loss of £33. So all the threes, 33.
Well done.
What is that in bingo lingo?
I've got no idea.
33.
I don't play bingo.
One a week? No, I don't know. Anyone who knows what the 33s are, all the threes are, what is it down there? Put it down there. So, hello and welcome to Leanne's Weekly Weigh-In. And this week we have...
Special guest.
Special guest star.
It's the other half.
Yeah, this is Mr. Rivett.
It's been a while since I've done a video.
Yes, it has. Are you nervous?
I'm just my usual jovial mental self. So if I just go off on tangents, don't worry, it's fine.
So,
but I'm good.
Yeah, so we've thought about this. We've been talking about you coming back on here, didn't we? We've been talking about it for ages. But this week I wanted to have him on here because we were going to do it originally on Valentine's Day, weren't we?
We were, which was 2 days ago.
It was 2 days ago. So, but actually, it's this week. That it is 11 years since we met, isn't it?
Wednesday the 18th of February.
Which is actually Tuesday this week, the 18th.
It's really weird because I always remember that date as opposed to our...
Wedding?
Well, obviously I remember that, but I'm just, I always remember the Wednesday the 18th of February, which is the day we met. For some reason that just always sticks in my mind.
Oh, so we thought we would do the couples thing and come on here together and share with you... obviously my weight loss journey, but actually yours too, because I am now 11 stone 13, which is actually what you weighed when I started doing Slimming Mould in September. So how much have you actually lost, Mr. Rivett?
I have lost, I guess since I've been doing it with you, I've lost, I've lost like a stone.
Yeah, because
I've lost £14.
Yeah, £14.
So can I say what I weigh now? Cause,
Yeah,
so I weigh, the lowest I got down to was 10 stone 6. But I must confess, the last few days I've crept up a bit because I've been eating chocolate. So I weigh about 10.9. And I want to keep that, basically.
10.9. So you're not at that pivotal stage. Do you know what my target is? What's my target?
I did remember. You always go on about you wanting to get lighter than me.
Yes.
And it's never going to happen.
But it will happen.
No, it won't.
But what is that? What's that magical number?
Oh, is it 143?
That is it.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. See, I remembered. Wow.
He listens. So yeah, 143. So that's where we're aiming. So yeah, £1 again. So I quite like the fact that it is in £1 increments to me, because even though people do lose masses of weight, and you've seen it yourself because you've been to Slimming Mould, haven't you?
Can I just quickly stop you? Sorry, what is 143 in stone then?
It's 10 stone £3.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay, so a little bit lower than you. A little bit.
I think I was always 10.5 when we met.
Yes.
And then
I was a bit lower than you when we met.
I think I crept up a bit because when you're comfortable with someone, you do tend to put a bit of weight on.
Mr. Rivett, even though you are sitting back, so you look a lot slimmer because you are. There we go. Look, we'll be getting together, but we've got the microphone. It's a double act today, isn't it?
I know, it always is.
So So when we met, obviously I was a lot lower than you, but I had been through a breakup, so I had lost an awful lot of weight. But Mr. Rivett is a gardener, so therefore green fingers help me to grow and grow and
I'm
grow.
always burning off
You'll be able to lift me up again.
calories.
soon.
I know. I'll be able to spin you.
Yeah, exactly. Which
Like
is
I
what
did on the wedding night.
on the wedding night.
And I haven't been able to do that for a while.
I think he broke his.
Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, enough of the jovials, because we are going to talk about lots of things today. So this week, now this. I have a schedule. I keep to a schedule and a structure, you know, and it's upside down. No,
So she just plonked me in front of the camera, and it's kind of like ad-libbing. Usually I can talk for England and just waffle on, but she's like literally sat me down like a double act video, and I'm happy to go along with it. It's absolutely fine. So I don't know what the kind of agenda is, so I'll just go along.
So let's do the agenda, shall we? Let's go through the agenda. The agenda is the weigh-in, which we have established. How much have I lost this week?
£1. There you go.
£1.
Remembered. And the weigh-in is every Monday evening.
It's every
There you go,
Monday
see?
evening,
Yeah.
so tomorrow. And then after that, I go through the news of Slimming World. So in the world of Slimming World, for those that don't go to groups, so they can understand what's going on. And then we go through a little chat. And the little chat this week is a bit of body magic, which I know you like a bit of body magic, don't you?
I love a bit of body magic.
You like a bit of body magic. Do you know what body magic is?
That could be interpreted in many ways. I don't know. Explain to me, dear, what body magic is.
It's Sunday and it's going to be one of those evenings. So enjoy this week. So as we're talking about the £1 loss, and you've lost well over a stone.
I'm really pleased, actually. Honestly, I am.
Yeah, I'm really pleased.
Because let me chip in there. Since she's been doing Slimming World, obviously I've done it with you, and it's just like we've stopped Uber Eats and all that crap. Basically, like, you know, Domino's, Mackie D's.
They did know.
Yeah, and we have done really well, and obviously it's just a healthy way to eat. So yeah, and I've lost like a stone.
You don't keep to the sim bank, do you?
I don't. I must confess, honestly, I've fallen off the wagon a bit lately, and I've been eating like quite a bit of chocolate.
I know.
And
all of my chocolate out of my sim box.
Obviously, bread and sugar are the two massive things, and I love my bread. I love Marmite toast. You know, I've eaten that my whole life, but since you've been doing it, I have cut down. And I've been eating thins and thin bagels as opposed to the full, you know, thick bread.
Whereas I haven't been eating bread, have I?
Not at all. You haven't eaten bread literally since September.
Well, we know we're talking Slimming World in terms of trigger foods, and actually bread is my trigger food. So that's why I keep away from it.
So you've done really well, really well.
Whereas, I mean, I can take or leave chocolate. In fact, what we did today, and one of the things I'm going to share actually, is these little things. These are my little... I like these. Oh, they're a bit wet. They came out of the dishwasher.
Yeah, they're clean.
I have to say, it's very clean in here. I want to thank you. You've tidied it
I
up.
am the housewife.
It's really... I have surfaces.
So, yeah.
I've got surfaces. It looks amazing. You've done so well in the office.
Someone's got to do it.
And these are... I didn't do them in the hearts because we did something really naughty today.
Yeah.
So I did baked oats, and these are what I did my baked oats in. Originally, we used to do the baked oats in these, which are the silicone. Now I love a bit of silicone, but I bought these. Actually got these from Hobbycraft, but I think they're cheaper online in Amazon. But these are the ones that I use today, and we made baked oats, but I did them chocolate, so I put some cocoa in there, and I did coffins because we put a Freddo in each one. It was so...
You didn't actually
like
it.
it.
I think because
no.
you've got used to not eating too much chocolate.
Yeah.
I must confess,
go on.
I didn't enjoy it as much
thanks.
as... No, I did. I did enjoy it. But when you normally do it without the Freddo, without chocolate, I think I preferred it that way.
Yeah, I prefer that. So the usual way I do my baked oats is I do a grated carrot in there, and I also put cinnamon, and we have like a carrot cake type thing. And I actually prefer that. I didn't prefer the chocolate one. I thought I was going to. I thought I'd be really clever and let's stick a Freddo in there. And I called them Freddo coffins, and we talked about it, and you got really excited, didn't you? So
you've been talking about it for weeks. And we finally did it.
We did it, yeah.
I think it didn't live up to the expectations.
No, it's sort of like the idea.
So there'll be no more Freddos.
No more dead Freddos, thank you.
Yeah,
No more melted Freddos.
Okay.
Not for now.
Good.
Anyway.
Okay.
And it was saved as 6 sins as well, because it was 6 sins, which for baked toast I think is quite bad. Anyway,
I've eaten so many sins like per day lately. I've literally been racking up the sins, which is not good publicity, but because I've been eating so much chocolate, I keep waffling on about chocolate, but yeah. And I've had Pret as well, more bread.
Do you like chocolate?
I love it.
Do you like a bit of
I've probably been eating about 50, 60 sins a day for like the last 4 days.
I never forget the time we went away to Manchester, and I was good the whole weekend. Do you remember the first time we went to Manchester when I was on Slimming World? And we went to Morrison's because Morrison's was underneath us.
Oh, yeah,
and we had those big salad bowls, and I was good all weekend. And I think that was the one weekend I actually put on half a pound. But I think the reason why is I was really constipated. Do you remember?
Why?
Because I don't know. I think it was a change of water or going up north. I don't know. But I was a little bit constipated. But but you had. I remember you had this. I took a photograph of you eating this mound of chocolate, and it was like a sundae. Do you remember? And then you came to this. That's when you came to Slimming World.
To confess my sin, my child.
Sin. There we go. See, it's a cult. Slimming World, it is a cult. You confess your sins and you have your hexes. Honestly, I do think it's a bit of a cult. It's become a bit of an obsession in our house, hasn't it? So
it's a healthy way to live. Absolutely, it really is.
And it is, and we do actually like it, and we do have fun with it. And I'm really pleased actually, because I think that although I attribute the sticking to plan as success and writing everything down in the diary as success, and that's part of it, but I also think it's thanks to you actually, because you actually helped me, and you've really encouraged me.
Really?
Yeah, you really have.
Wow.
And I think that's got, you have to, you put up with the food and that we buy, because obviously we don't buy or go have as all of the bits and pieces we used to have. But you've not once complained about.
Oh, good God, no! I love it. Honestly, I'm absolutely happy to just go on like this. I really am pleased that we just have stopped takeaways.
Yeah. Because
A, it's just a waste of money.
Yeah. And
B, it is just saturated, fat, crappy food.
I have got it on film.
Oh, she's got me on film.
So therefore, I'm going to hold you to that. Right. So that's where we are with the weight loss. I'm happy with the £1, and I'm actually I'm in the next stone bracket now, so I'm in the 11s, which is really exciting. So legs 11, and I'm telling you, you can see them, you can feel them if you want.
Yeah, you've done well. You have done well. I've felt them many a time.
Very good. It's Valentine's episode. Right, so let's get on with some news, shall we? So I want to go through the usual drill this week in the realm of Closer. Now, what have we got on the front cover of Closer? Because I do like to have a little peer. We have got Fern. Is it Fern? No, it's Holly, isn't it? It's not Fern anymore. It's Holly. Holly and Phil. And we've got Colleen. And they're all regretting this week, aren't they? They're all regretting. Holly's worried about Phil's future, and Colleen's regretting her issues that she had with Rebecca, whatever her name was. Was it Rebecca? No, it wasn't Rebecca Lewis. That was the other one, wasn't it? Anyway, despite all that gossip, there is
what's this got to do with Slimming?
I'm just going to tell you.
What's
this got to do with Slimming World? The fact is, you get a voucher.
Right, okay.
This week you get a voucher, so it saves you. How much does it save you? $9.99. So if you get a voucher, you can.
That'll be why then. Yeah, that'll be why you're holding up some juicy gossip magazine.
And it's only £1 this week as well.
Okay.
So you save your $9.99 or your £15 online. So get your magazine. This week it's Closer. I think next week it's going to be Women's Weekly. I'm sure I saw that on my notes in the actual meeting.
So this is obviously why you plug these mags every week.
It is, yes.
Ah, yes, 2 and 2 together.
There we go. Look, who's that? Alex. I don't know who she is. But anyway, yes, Closer magazine. It's going to be really professional today, isn't it? So professional.
Ad lib all the way.
It is. No, it's not. I've got some notes.
Oh, go on then.
There we go. So that's the first thing. The second thing that we got some money off. Remember last week I told you there was a voucher? Yes, there is a voucher. It's £5 off any Slimming World products in Iceland, but it's actually the whole of Iceland, or in what's the place where it's not Iceland but it's a big warehouse? The food warehouse.
It's just called the food warehouse.
Food warehouse. So you can actually use this voucher in food warehouse and also in Iceland, and it's £5 for every £30 you spend, which also includes those lovely Slimming World meals that we buy in Iceland, which we do buy in Iceland,
We do,
don't we?
yeah. Well, you normally do.
Yes, I do. And do you like them?
I love them.
Yes. And
we had a lovely chicken sarg last night.
You had the chicken sarg. I had the beef madras.
Yeah.
Feeling it a bit this morning, but yeah.
But yeah, no, very good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. I like the mac and greens one, actually. Oh. I know you've done vids all on this, but
No, we haven't.
The mac and greens one's nice. It's really weird, but it smells kind of really off-putting, but it tastes amazing. It's really weird.
I was really quite surprised that you like that.
I know, because I don't. I know. It's really strange. I know. I don't do sort of mac and cheesy sauces.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really nice. All the curry ones are quite nice. The biryani one's quite nice, but it's a bit dry.
I didn't like the biryani one, no. And I didn't like the Coca-Cola chicken. I didn't like.
And the other thing we eat, obviously, is the
chips.
Yeah, the chips and the nuggets. Which like the vegan nuggets,
the
corn nuggets.
We don't talk about the nuggets because nugget cake, but they're not Slimming World.
Right, okay.
No, they're corn, so they're not Slimming World. Okay. But it is all from Iceland. Anyway, speaking of what else you can get in Iceland, what can you get in Iceland?
You could get this delightful tray.
Look, and it is branded.
And I almost tore the paper off the other night, but I realised this was for this video. So I thought, God, if I do that, there'll be hell to pay, and I'll be strung up.
No.
So, but there you go. This is the new tray.
So this is the tray.
With the embossed Slimming World.
It's quite big. Look, against my head. It goes barefoot. Look, that's better, isn't it?
Oh, thank you, dear.
So this tray is really, really quite good, actually. I think it's really great for the chips. It's a nice big tray. If you buy 3 products out of the Slimming World range, but they have to be the meals or they have to be the meats, and then you can get this. I think I did get the chips, and they allowed me to have the chips with that.
You can get all the chips on there as well, because normally we've got 2 little trays, like 2 halves. So I put them in together.
It's very
obviously,
good.
you can whack everything.
And I like the fact it's got the little Slimming World.
Well, you love things like that.
I know.
You're one for your products.
A bit of a brand queen, aren't I?
You are. That's I had to be tamed there. I'll have to watch my words.
So the next thing. Watch his words. Right.
Watch your words.
So the next thing that we have on Lifeline Online, which the voucher is on Lifeline Online, that £5 voucher. If you go back on Lifeline Online, there is also a survey for the Slimming World products in Iceland. So if you want your 2 penneth, if you want to complain like I do about the fact that it should have some speed in it, and rather than having to put speed on it because they're quite big anyway, it's probably worth going and having a chat on there and putting in your comments and your feelings about the Slimming World meals, because as they're developing them, it just gets better for us, I think, really. I seem to think it'd be really quite nice if they actually did some of the Slimming World meals in the books to the current books, actually have them as frozen meals as well. I thought that'd be quite nice. But
the actual meals, the ready meals, do they bring out new ones every so often?
They do, yes. So there's a whole new range. Actually, there's a whole new range coming out. The lunch boxes come out this week, so that's a good reminder. Thank you very much.
There you go. So obviously, if they just keep the same line of meals, it gets a bit dull.
Yes, well, no, there has been a changeover recently. I've noticed there's been a couple of new items, but the lunch boxes are definitely coming out this week.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a good plug. And then the new piece of news. Now, this is a new piece of news for the Slimming World community on YouTube. So I don't know if you've seen, I did a collaboration earlier on this week with the 2 Cinnaberries, with Trudy Bean and also with Kate SW, and we looked at our 2020 vision, where we said we were going to go up a mountain this year, part of what we're going to be doing. And then one of the things that came out of that, we actually end up chatting with Kate, because Kate does a live feed on Instagram on a Thursday evening, and there's usually a group of Slimming World YouTubers on there. Frieda's always on there, Sarah's on there as well, there's a couple of others, sometimes Debbie pops in too, and we were all chatting away, and another thing came up, and this was quite funny actually. Last week we were talking about sins and what is sins and how many sins you're allowed, and there was this myth that goes around, and the myth is that this Slimming World myth, that the amount of sins that you're allowed per day is actually based on the weight zone that you're in. So actually, because I'm in the 11 stone zone, I would have only allowed 11 sins a day, which is not true at all. I must put a disclaimer, it isn't true. I am allowed up to 15 sins a day. Some people are allowed up to 25. You would be allowed up to 25 because you're a man.
Am I?
You are, yes. Well,
yeah. That's another topic. Yeah.
So we are allowed. I'm allowed up to 15, but it's moved down to with this myth, or it actually. I think it actually came from. I think it was Kate's consultant that actually mentioned it to her, that the sin value is calculated by the stone bracket that you're in. So we thought, just as a challenge, not officially by Slimming World, but just as us as a challenge, so that we're actually, because we're beginning to get a bit of a community together, which is really great, and I'm really encouraging that we would do this challenge. And the challenge is hashtag sin for a stone. So for this week, actually for Monday, after I get weighed, I'm going to do a week on 11 sins a day. So I'm depriving myself 4 sins a day.
Wow.
So I'm just going to see how that works and see whether or not losing those 4 sins a day, whether that's going to make any difference to my weight loss on the scales the following week. So if anybody else wants to follow us and do it too, there is a hashtag, and the hashtag is sin for a stone, and people on Instagram are doing it as well. Again, if you are doing this, I would suggest to you, if you're at the maximum of your sin level, which is 15 for you, and you're in the 16 stone bracket, don't go up to 16 sins. And if you're in a 100 stone bracket, don't go off to McDonald's and eat whatever you want. Do stay within the protected weight loss barriers that Slimming World do set you, because you are on that program. But this was just something fun that we thought we would do. So that's what.
It's sin 4, the number 4.
Yeah, number 4. Don't worry.
As in not the word 4, but there you go.
Put it up on
there you go.
On the
I'll
screen.
be quiet now. Okay.
That's what editing is.
So 11 sins a day though is quite minimal.
Yeah, but it's only a packet of crisps less, isn't it? If you think about those, you can see what I spend my sins on now, can't you? Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So if you wanted to have a go at doing that and joining us, please do. Now, I've noticed that you're very far back, aren't you?
Am I?
You are, yeah. And I'm very over here. I keep
there you go.
popping out of the screen. There we go. Is that better?
That's always better, yes.
Good.
There you go, love. Gorge.
Right. So that's the news from Slimming World this week. And what are we going to talk about? What did I say? Yeah, what did I say we were going to talk about?
About climbing up the mountain?
Oh, yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it.
That is part of it.
Well, what's the other part?
Well, it's body magic.
Okay.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Enlighten me, dear. What's body magic?
So, body magic. What is body magic? Body magic is, you know what we've gone through for the past 3 weeks? We've gone through the whole steps of the book. And we've gone through...
My mind is just thinking all sorts of things. Sorry. Is that where we get naked and just paint our bodies? Is it like body magic?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Now listen, I don't think we need to bring him on again, do we? Right downstairs in the little bit down there, what you think having Mr. Rivett is a little bit of a distraction, a pleasant distraction,
well, there you go.
But a bit of a distraction for me. So anyway, last couple of weeks we've gone through the program. So what are the 3 steps? Do you know the 3 steps?
I don't remember.
Free food.
Right.
Healthy extras.
Okay.
And what's the last one?
You didn't talk to me about this.
No, I'm not.
So I'm absolutely in the dark. I haven't got a clue.
On the spot. What's the third one?
I've got no idea.
Begins with S.
What did the first 2 you said?
Sins.
Okay. Oh, so it is sins.
Yeah.
I thought you said that already.
No.
Okay.
Keep up. So
I am a sinner. Yeah. Okay.
So that's the program. But the other part of the program is body magic, which is a nice way of saying exercise, because the word exercise conjures up so many fears in a lot of people, especially if you were an overweight kid like myself and you hated exercise and you hated PE. So what Slimming World did, they actually changed it and they called it body magic, and it's about actually putting those things in place on a daily basis to make you move more and to incorporate exercise as part of what you do as your healthy lifestyle, as part of the plan. So for us,
You should come and work with me.
yeah. For you, it's easy because you do it every day. But for
I
me,
do, actually, I must confess.
sitting at my desk all day typing, you can. So, what do you do during the day then?
Well, I'm always on the I'm a landscape gardener, so yeah, I do a very physical job. So I am burning off body fat like 8 hours a day.
Well, there's hardly any body fat on you. Let's face it, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've never been big. You know, I was always a slim teenager and a child. So yeah, but I've always done a very active job, and I love walking.
Yeah.
Like I'll just walk like 10 miles for a stroll.
Well, that's what we do, isn't it now? So we at the weekends, what we've incorporated our body magic has been doing the walks, and we've been very successful in our walks. We've done some nice
I'm
walks.
really trying to encourage you to do more walking as well.
Well, we have been.
Yeah, like
we?
all along the canals and everything.
I've really enjoyed that, doing the canals. I've been sharing with everybody what we've been up to. So, and then last weekend we did one of the 7 magnificent, and it is 7. It's 7. So if you went on Instagram or the Facebook page, I actually put a map up of all of the 7 different cemeteries in London. So one is Highgate, one is Kensal Green, which we did, one is Brompton, one is Ebony, it's in Stoke Newington.
Can you remember them all?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Go on.
Then it was Downham. Is it?
No.
Is it near Downham?
No.
Go on, you tell me.
So you've got Highgate, which is the main one. They're called the Big 7, the Big 7 Victorian cemeteries.
The Magnificent 7.
I've always called them the Big 7,
Okay.
and they are, other people deem them the Big 7. But yeah, 7 Victorian cemeteries. So you've got Highgate, which is the most glorious one, which is fantastic.
Which we'll do next, I think.
Then
Tuline's going to come. She said she'll come.
We've got a thumbs up.
Yeah, Tulin.
So Brompton. Sorry, where's the second? Highgate, Brompton. There's Kensal Green.
We've done that one.
And we've got West Norwood.
West Norwood, that's it.
There was Abney Park.
Abney Park.
And there's Tower Hamlets and Nunhead.
Nunhead, yes,
So
that's
there you
it.
go.
That's
Yeah.
the 7.
In fact, it was Tower Hamlets and the Abney Park, I think it's called, the 2 that always escape me. And I could never remember what those other 2 were, because I've never been to those 2.
No, so we're going to do them, aren't we? We're going to do, because that's really cool. So actually, if anyone is around the southeast London or Kent or even around the home counties and fancy doing it, get in touch with us, and we can perhaps do it all together, meet up and have a chat. We usually take some apples and oranges. I stick them all in your backpack.
Have a day in the cemetery, dear.
It is good fun.
If you like that sort of morbid thing like I do, because I'm just such an oddball anyway.
No, but it was really, I really did enjoy it. And then we did a little walk up to Camden, didn't we? Walk back. So that was last week. But we have done a couple of those walks, and we do enjoy walking. And I walk down to the O2 most days when it's not raining. So that's what Body Magic is. It's incorporating it. Now, other people might not want to do that. They might want to go to the gym, or you might want to perhaps do a dance class or a yoga class, or even just running around housework. If you did a lot of housework.
Oh, something she doesn't know much about is housework. She doesn't know what the inside of a washing machine looks like, or even where the Hoover lives. Me and Henry the Hoover, we're like best buddies.
Actually, do you know what?
Me and Henry, we're like this.
Do you know what? Confession time.
What, for you?
Yeah. Do you know what?
Confess your sin, my child. Come on.
Do you know what? Since you tidied up downstairs, I've got no idea where the Hoover is.
What, it's right in front of you in the kitchen as you walk in. Honestly, we are like housewife and housewife. Seriously.
No, I do the cooking.
I must have it. Okay, right. You are a great cook. And yes, and I so appreciate your cooking. I'm absolutely crap, and I hate cooking. I don't know why. I loathe it. I literally despise it. I don't know why, but I love housework. I love cleaning. I love organising. I love tidying. I've always done it. I even kept my room immaculate when I was a child and a teenager. I'm just like, I'm such a tart. It's just. But but we work well together with it. You cook and I clean.
And he has a bit of OCD, so it's really quite good if I make a mess and just put him in the front room and then lock the door and leave him to it all afternoon. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and then we've got the 2 dogs as well, which make an absolute mess.
They do, but we do love them.
We do, yeah.
We do love them. Yeah. So taking the dogs for a walk and all of that sort of thing, that's part of the Body Magic. So what's your Body Magic? What do you like to do? I want to hear from you down there in the comments. And there's one other thing I want to talk to you about as well, because last week we did a we did a giveaway, a competition, and the competition was about free food and what would you eat in a day with your free food, your sins, and how you spend your sins, and also what healthy extras do you use. So if I would encourage you just to go back into that video and just type at the bottom what it actually is, because we've had 2 people that have entered so far, and I'd like a few more. So I'm going to keep the actual competition going till the end of February, because it's all part of the free food festival, which is still going on at the moment. We're doing our taster tomorrow. Are you coming?
What time are you going?
5:30.
Probably not, to be honest.
Probably not.
No, although the days are getting lighter.
I was thinking of doing Mum's chicken and corn casserole as a taster.
Okay.
Because we got to.
Or to take.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Anyway, if you fill in that competition and do it till the end of February, and then we'll pick out a winner from the end of February. The things that I've decided I'm going to give is I'm going to give you one of the A to Z cookbooks. They're not out yet, but as soon as they come out, I'm going to get one. I've got one for my countdown, but I've also going to buy one separately for this gift, for this prize. I'm going to get you the little.
You call them coffins?
The little coffins. Yeah, it's the whole cemetery thing going on.
Absolutely.
But the baked oats things, they actually come, and you can choose which one you want, whether you want the heart ones or whether you want the 2. They come in 2s. So you can either have the heart-shaped ones, which we haven't used yet.
No, we haven't, have we?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Or I will get you these ones. It's entirely up to you which ones you have. Like an alien.
I think you get more in probably.
I think it's
the coffin-y ones.
But they come out like little loaves. I put a picture of what they look like there. And I'll get you a copy of the magazine, which is down here somewhere. And that'll be your prize. And I think that's quite a nice prize, don't you?
A pair of coffins.
No.
Makes a wonderful prize.
Anyway, this has been
it does actually.
This has been a crazy episode brought to you by the letters P and L.
There you go.
And R for Rivett.
Yeah.
Because that's who we are, the Rivett.
Absolutely,
Anyway, I hope it hasn't been too crazy and too
waffly.
I think so, yeah.
It's been okay. Hopefully you've enjoyed it to this end.
Anyway, I'm going to go now. Next week will be a normal week with just me, unless you come in creeping.
I'm always creeping, dear. There's some painting in the background. Usually I'm banished downstairs.
But I will see less of you next week.